Hello everybody, and welcome to my part 2 of the turbocharger rebuild attempt. At first I'm going to try and clean some of the components which we discussed earlier in the first part of the video. And I've cut open this little container. It used to hold some water in. Demineralized ironing water. So I have a nice large container here, and I thought of using some diesel, but I still have this, the paint thinner I used to degrease the engine with. Of course there is gunk in here as well, so I'm going to try and filter that out using this funnel. It already has a little strainer inside, so if this doesn't work I'll just strain it with the funnel. And I'm also going to use this coffee filter. The paint thinner was left in the garage for a week or two now, so I suspect all the big particles will have dropped to the bottom of the jar, and hopefully, if I'm careful enough, they will stay on the bottom until I strain enough of the thinner into my new container and start degreasing my turbo parts. It seems to be going rather well. I won't be using the last bit, as like I said, I don't want the gunk to fill up my filter. The last bit is running through at the moment. I'm just going to put this on the bottle again so it can keep going for the last little bit that's still inside. Okay, let's try. I'm going to use try the synchronizing ring first. And dip it in and use the brush to try and clean the soot off of here. I'm just gonna chuck it in. We'll see what it does. The little pieces as well. Hopefully I find them. I'm just going to take some paper towels. And I'm back. The only downside with using this recycled thinner is that it's still black, so yeah. It won't really clean the parts as like they would be when they're new, but if the soot's gone, I'm happy. Like last time, you should be wearing gloves for this. I'm gonna dry it off and let's see if it worked out alright. And yes, I'm fairly happy. Could soak it a little while longer, but The soot is gone. As you can see, it's almost shiny. Gonna give it one more rinse. And wipe it down. Yep, looks about right. Place it aside, and we're gonna try the vane system next. I haven't looked at how difficult it would be to remove the veins, but I don't think you can. I don't know how they are held on into position or in place, so we'll just keep rubbing off the thinner like I'm doing right now by twisting and turning them around. Also the inside, the back plate. Make sure they're back in the correct position. And again, this looks pretty good already, but I might decide to put it back in and make sure I got everything. As with anything, every time you take off a piece of the gunk, the soot, the thinner will start to loosen up the underlying soot. So giving it a second rinse, or maybe even a third, might give you the cleanliness you're after. Like I said, this looks rather good at the moment. As you can see, it's shiny again. I should fix the light. I should hang a light behind the camera so you can see better. We'll try to remember it next time when I get my tripod. Okay, I'm going to put it back in, let it soak for a while, and continue with the smaller parts if I can find them. There you have it. This is one of the spacers, one of the bearings perhaps. It's a spacer. Looks pretty good. Here's one of the bearings. And another spacer. too close. I don't have a compressor in here, so I don't have access to shop air to blow everything dry. Give it a blow yourself and you should be able to get out most of it. Cleaned. Just one more spacer, and I found it. I'm gonna keep the vane system soaking for a little while, so I'll be back with you in just a minute. And so I'm back. Dug up an old glove. Okay, yeah, I should get some new ones. This is the only one I got at the moment. So, and we'll brush it down again. The nice thing about the thinner is that it evaporates fairly quickly on its own, so you don't really need the shop air or to blow them dry. You wouldn't even have to rub them dry with the paper cloth or paper towel, but in order to get everything off, it's better to give it a wipe, and they come out fairly clean then after that. So drip it down. A new paper towel. And start rubbing it down. I'm going to place the I'm not going to place this one in. I'm gonna do the compressor housing next, because it was quite greased up, which is normal. If it would have blown a seal in its past, you would notice it more clearly. There would be a lot more oil inside. So I do believe the turbo was in good condition when I bought it. It had only done about 30,000 kilometers. It came from a wrecked car, so that's what I still remember. Still can't remember what car it came off. Just know it was a Honda 2.2 CDTI diesel engine. I believe they make something of 150 horsepower stock. This turbocharger is quite big to put on my little 1.6 liter diesel, but given the numbers I have and some guesses I made, I used a turbo calculator and it came up rather good with this type of turbocharger. The main issue with the one I have at the moment is it's restricting my flow too much, and it's still a waste-gated turbocharger, so it has considerably more lag than a variable geometry turbocharger like you would find in the 110 brake horsepower version of my engine. Okay, I'm rather happy with this They seem to have freed up quite a bit, the veins themselves. Won't know it until we test it, of course. I'm going to put this aside as well and start on the housing. I need to leave, but I'm gonna try and do this housing real quick. I didn't put the center portion of the turbo in yet because the seal is still around it, and still not sure if I'm going to buy a new one or just risk reusing this one at this time. I'm on a budget too, you know. So I'm just gonna wait a little while. Take a new piece of the paper and take out the housing. Damn it. Make sure you let it drip for a little while and try rubbing it down again. To really get into the housing itself, you would need some shop air right now. But it'll work like this, I guess. Once the turbo is up and running, I'll make sure to squirt some carb cleaner down it to get all of it out, what's left behind in the housing right now. And like I said, probably we'll have to do this again with some clean, either, yeah, like I said last time, diesel or maybe some other stuff to really get everything off. And after that, I'm going to try and polish up this housing till it shines like a mirror. Don't know if it'll work, never done it before. I have seen some polished turbocharger before, but it never was one of these. Most likely would have been some which you could buy from stock with a polished housing. But yeah, this looks okay, rather good at the time. And there it is. All clean. Or rather clean. Should have left it in for a little longer. But like I said, I'm going to polish the exterior so can't be bothered too much. Okay. I'm going to end it right there for today. I'll probably edit it so you won't notice a thing when you watch this video, or minimal. But until next time.